Hey guys, welcome again. So today we are going to look at how you can send a post request in Postman. Until now, we have been working with all the GET request types, but in this video, I'm going to show you how you can send a post request, how you can add a JSON body to that post request, what are the different body types available on a post request. So how does the response status different in a post request compared to a GET request? And then how you can look at your response body of a post request and validate some of the fields, right? So let's jump onto our Postman tool, and we'll be working with the same GitHub API, right? So we had added to a GET request, and now I'm going to add a post request, right? So what could be a post request? So as explained earlier, post request is something, right? It's a kind of request where you create a new resource on the server, right? So you need to send some information through which that resource could be created. Now, in our case, in the GitHub API, right? So we'll be looking at, so on the GitHub API, I'm going to use this creating a repository, right? So that's a post request. It's the most simple type of request, right? So creating a repository on GitHub. So this is the API, create a repository for the authenticated user, right? As you can see, it's a post request. This is the endpoint. And then these are the parameters. Out of these parameters, the name field is required. The name parameter is required, right? All the others are optional. And then at the end, you will also look at an example. So we can use this as our body to create a new repository on our GitHub, right? So let's quickly add a request to our collection, GitHub collection. So here I'm going to say create repository, okay, and save to GitHub. Now by default, it's a get request type. How you can change it to post? So just click on this drop down and select a post request type, right? So this becomes the post request type. Now, since we'll be using a lot these URL, I mean continuously, right? So let's add this into a variable so that this becomes easy for us every time we add a new request. So let's call it URL, okay? And then I'm going to add a variable here. So let's do that. Maybe let's go to the staging and let's add the URL here with this value, okay? And update it. So this becomes our URL, and now we can easily use that URL here. So URL slash, or we don't require a slash even. So let's go back to our API and let's get the URL. So this is the URL. So yeah, now what's different in post, right? In post, you always need a body because you are creating something new, right? A new resource you are creating. So you need to fill some details in order to create something, right? We are not trying to get something from the server. We are trying to create a new resource on the server, right? Now there are different body types which are available depending on which API you're using. You should be using this body types, right? So the first is form data, right? So you can enter the body in the form of key value and description. And next is, it's almost the same, but in this, the URL is encoded, right? So this also accepts key value pair. So it's called x-www-form-urlencoded. Then there is the raw data type, which we'll be using, right? The raw data type has different formats. So you can enter it as a text, JavaScript, JSON, HTML, XML, right? So we can pass all these type of data. We'll be using the JSON data, right? And then you also have something called binary, where you can select a binary file and send it across. You can also use the latest GraphQL GraphQL body type, right? So it will be taking a query and the variables you can, so, right? So these are the different body types. Now, if your API is using any of these body types, you should use the same. For GitHub API, it accepts the JSON data type, right? So it uses the JSON data type. So we'll be using the raw and selecting the JSON from this list, right? Now we need to pass here a JSON data, right? So the data which is in the form of JSON. So let's see how we can do that, right? You can do that by using these parameters, right? You can form your own JSON data. You just need to use this key and this value. So key will be your name, and then value would be your name of the repository, right? Similarly, you can fill all those parameters. Now, to make it more easier, if your API documentation is an example, you can definitely go ahead and use that, right? So I'm going to use this particular example to create a um, new repository, right? So let's call this API test. Okay. So this is my name of the repository, and then this is the description. This is the home page. This is the private type, right? So we have defined it as false. So it's a public repository. Has issues is true, has projects true, has wiki true. So these are all optional fields, optional parameters, right? So either you want, you can give. If you don't want, don't give it. But name is a mandatory field or parameter which you need to pass in order to create a repository, right? So let's check our authorization again. So it's again inherit auth from parent. So that should be taken from the collection. And everything looks set now, right? We should be getting a response in the format of, in this format, right? So the status will be 201 created and location would be this, right? So let's go ahead and execute this in Postman. Okay, so as you can see, our status is 201 created. That means our post request was successful and the resource was created successfully, right? So we are getting a status 201 and this is our body. So if you can validate some fields like the name of the repository, is it the same as the name which you have provided on the body, right? Then all other parameters you can validate, like the private is false or not, right? um, do you have the same description or some other parameters which you pass? So all the information is available here for the repository and you can validate all of them, right? So these are some of the validations you can carry out. Obviously the status is different if you notice from the get request, right? On the get request we were getting the status 200 with the description okay, and on a post request you will be getting a status of 201 with the description as created, right? So this is how you can quickly create a post request and send it along with the JSON body, right? Now depending on what kind of data type your API is supporting, you need to fill the body in that particular format. So Postman supports almost all the formats. You can use any of them. Okay, so this was all about sending a post request in Postman. I hope you learned something new today on sending, how you can send a post request in Postman, and I hope it was useful. So if you find this video interesting, please like this video and also share it along. Please provide your feedback or any comments you have on this video, and I will surely get back to you. As a last check, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel QAscript so that you don't miss out on any new videos which we'll be posting in the coming days. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the next video.